Andres, let's talk about Miami and that feeling that everything is about to crash.
Well, Raul, the headlines scream crash. Miami prices are falling. Inventory is through the roof. It's crazy.
Yes, it is crazy, and you feel like you lose money. You feel like you bought on the peak, or that if you wait, you'll buy at a discount.
Well, yeah. But those are lazy journalism, Raul. I mean, they're telling you half of the story. That's all.
That's right, and we're going to talk about the truth today, the one we see in the numbers, not in the clickbait.
The truth is this. There isn't one market in Miami. There are two. The first, let's talk about new buildings, Raul, because or not only new buildings or less than 30 years old. The second, let's name it old buildings over 30 or 40 years old.
And they behave in totally opposite ways. You can't average a Ferrari with an old car that needs repairs.
No, Raul, you can. Let's take a look at the data because in just the first 6 months of 2025, Raul, this is the year is gone. There were more
It's gone.
resales of young condos that in all 2024. Just think about that.
Yes, and wait more. You mean the young market is moving faster?
Well, much faster, Raul. Inventory is low. Prices are holding. It is a seller's market.
And the headlines. Where are they getting the crash form from?
Well, they're getting it from the old market. Buildings 40, 50 years old. After the Surfside tragedy, the law changed, as you know, and the 40-year recertification is now a milestone at 25 or 30 years, depending on the building.
Andres, and that changed everything. Those buildings have no cash reserve. They never did.
Yep.
Now they face gigantic special assessments.
Yes, gigantic, Raul. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the banks won't touch them. Buyers won't either. And the inventory from those buildings flooded the market. Just think about this number 22,000 units, Raul.
Wow, that's crazy. There's the crash.
Yeah.
And it's a crash of building with the structural and financial problems.
Exactly, Raul. Meanwhile, for the young buildings, there are only 3,000 units available approximately.
Nothing, Andres. And so the fear comes from looking at the wrong segment. It's like saying the car industry is broken just because repair shops are full of old cars.
That's a great analogy. Your young property is not crashing. In fact, it's in a low inventory market.
But there's a new trend, Andres. The smart buyers are finding gems.
Yeah.
Old buildings, yes, but ones that did their homework.
Yeah, buildings that maintain the reserves, buildings that are structurally sound, buildings that are undervalued.
Yes, and we call them oldies but goodies. They don't have the luxury lobby, but they are on the beach at a half price.
The first decision is to know which market your property is in or the one you want to buy.
Do you know if your building passed inspections or if your building is in the blacklist for lenders?
Oh, that's a really good question, Raul. But now let's talk about, let's imagine living there, right? The secrets that no one tells you.
Okay, let's talk about brands.
Okay.
You get to Miami, you see buildings named after luxury cars or fashion brands.
Yep. And we have many buildings like that. We have Aston Martin, we have Mercedes-Benz, we have Dolce & Gabbana, and many more.
And you think that's luxury, that's guaranteed quality, and you jump in, but you might be making $1 million mistake.
Or multiple $1 million mistake, Raul. You have to differentiate two types of branding. First, we have hospitality brands. And just to name a few, we have the Four Seasons, we have
Yeah.
St. Regis, we have the Mandarin Oriental. And second, we have the luxury brands. Let's call it cars slash fashion.
Andres, and what's the difference? It both sounds just like luxurious properties.
Well, it's not, Raul. Hospitality brands don't just sell their name. They are partners in the project. They manage the building and they demand a standard. They watch the developer so that they don't value engineer by swapping finishes.
Oh, so Four Seasons is on the line of, and make sure it's a Four Season.
Exactly, Raul. I mean, the car or fashion brands usually just give a license. They sell their name. That's it.
That's dangerous, Andres. You pay for the name, but not for the services or quality you are associated with that name.
Yeah, correct, Raul. Let's think about the day in the life concept. A mentor that we know thought us this. The render doesn't matter, Raul. How you
No.
live day to day is what matters. Let's look at Mercedes-Benz project. 794 condos, 174 hotel rooms, 200,000 square feet of offices.
My God, that's a whole city in one building.
Yep. What do people hate about living in condo, Raul? Waiting for the elevator, waiting for the valet. What else?
Imagine that line for the elevator at 8 a.m. You with your briefcase, the hotel guests with their bags, the office worker with their coffee, the pool for how many people?
Just imagine, Raul, they put 5 pounds of project in a 3 pound bag. Let's just to give you an analogy. The day in the life might stink.
Yeah. Even it's called Mercedes, the luxury is in the logo on the door. It's the flow, it's the peace, it's a floor plan that works, it's having enough elevators, it's being able to use the gym without waiting for a machine.
And we love Mercedes Benz, but just think about all this that we're saying because true luxury is day in the life without friction.
Before you fall in love with a lobby, think about your real life. This will help you to see beyond the marble and the marketing.
That's a really powerful statement. You have to see beyond that. But now let's talk about the future of money. Where and who is buying, Raul? Let's talk about that.
Yes, let's talk about new buildings, pre-construction. If you've been in a sales center, you might have felt something. It's slow right now.
Well, pre-construction sales, Raul, those are slow. There are 145 new projects competing, way too many options. But the main reason is something else, is time. Developers are finally being honest about delivery dates.
And do you know what are those dates?
Well, let's talk about 2029.
What? You're making me pay today for something you'll give me in 5 or 6 years? My
Yep.
entire life can change in 5 years.
Exactly, Raul. Look at what happened with Aston Martin. It took 6 or 7 years to build. Now that it's delivering, many original buyers are putting their units up for sale.
Not because the building is bad, but because their life has changed. The person who bought it as a single now has a family. The one who lived in Miami now lives in Texas.
Yep. This has changed the buyer's profile, Raul. The, let's call it a speculator, is gone. And the person who bought to flip the contract in 2 years can't do that anymore.
So who's buying now, Andres?
Well, now is More than likely, the end user, Raul, people who actually plan to live there, even as a second home. We are seeing a massive wealth of immigration, people from California, people from New York, and the international markets are back.
South America?
Well, very strong. We have Brazil, we have Colombia, we have Mexico. The political instability there is the best salesperson here. And Europe, Raul, let's talk about British, French, Italians. They are arriving to Miami.
Okay, so you're talking to me about today's buyers is smarter, more patient, and they are buying a home, not a lottery ticket.
That's correct. And they're looking for a long-term value, Raul. And that brings us to the most important thing, which is location, location, location.
Yes, and the game has changed. It's no longer buy anything, it's buy the irreplaceable.
Raul, what if in our next video we analyze neighborhoods? What if we do like a battle of neighborhoods?
Sounds very good, but why we don't talk to right now about coconut crow that has become the king and which area are a value trap. Don't miss it.
Well, if we're going to talk about the battle of let's not do it in another video. Let's talk about it right now, Raul, because
Yeah, right.
the battle of neighborhoods. Let's talk pedestrian gold versus value traps.
Yes, Andres. Brickell, the Manhattan of Miami, is full of energy, restaurants, offices, but post-COVID, it became too
Oof.
much.
Too much, Raul. Too much traffic. Too many people. Too much congestion. That's horrible.
And suddenly, Andres, we take those clients from New York and California to Coconut Grove. And the conversation changed. They say, this is it. That's where I want to live.
Well,
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
well, the Grove won the post-pandemic battle. I mean, for sure. But why is it pedestrian gold, Raul?
I love that pedestrian goal, the ability to leave your car and just walk to a cafe, to the park, to dinner, to the marina.
That's a really good point. That European neighborhood feel that's basically how it feels, like an European neighborhood, but with Miami weather. That is priceless, and that is what Brickell has lost.
So, Andres, which neighborhood had that pedestrian goal?
Well, Raul, number one, we have Coconut Grove. You just talked about it. The renovation of Coco Walk literally solidified it. Number two, we have the design district. It has matured. It went from just shops to it's becoming a neighborhood. Very little condo competition. And number three, which is the surprise, Norway Village.
Really, Andres? It was always a place you just drove through.
Well, Raul, they changed the zoning. They allowed for density. There are plans for a Brickell City Center 2.0 there, but on the water, Raul, and without Brickell's traffic.
Okay, choosing a home in Miami is complex. There are many moving parts, the data, the emotion, the future. If you want to help navigating this to find your ideal neighborhood and avoid the traps, we are here. Schedule a call with our team. The link is below. If you have any question, remember to subscribe to Miami Real Group and share all our videos.